Hello, guys. Good day. This is Anne of Reinforcement Club, your fellow positive reinforcer. Today, I am going to talk about how did I quit alcohol and become sober for over 10 years. Now, I wouldn't say that it's an addiction, but way back when I was 18 to 23 years old, I am now over 30. I couldn't sleep without drinking alcohol. I always have alcohol reserve in the fridge because I love it cold. So the only chance that I could ever sleep is to drink. So that's what happened. And the reason why I drink before because it makes me forget about the problems that I'm facing. Imaginary problems, frustrations, anger, anything I have in line that I even hate the world. I even hate my life before, myself. Whenever I drink, I forget about it. And in a period of time, like 2 hours, 3 hours, I'm happy enough to get by that I forget about the important stuff in life that I run away from because I let alcohol solve the problem. So way back then, yeah, I was able to get by drinking 1 or 2 glasses of those heavy drinks every day. My dad, he understands. He I don't know if he supports me, but he supported me, but uh, he understands that that's how it is. As a teenager, as a young person, sometimes you have down times. And my dad treat me like he has a son. He raised me like he has a son. But when I'm in danger, he treats me like a real daughter. He protects me. But he let me do whatever I want though. He trusts me a lot. Now, let's go back to the alcohol mode. So, other than my daily alcohol dose, especially it actually got worse from the time when I graduated my course, my degree, because I wasn't able to get a job for 2 years. So yeah, I don't drink when I'm working, but I sometimes I have to face the hangover moments, but I was still able to manage it. Unlike this time, if I ever drink, gosh, I couldn't imagine my life. I don't want to drink anymore. So the first thing that's you have to keep in mind that alcohol can help you forget about important things in life, serious stuff, things that you cannot face or you don't have the guts or the balls to face at the moment. And you let alcohol face it, face it for you to the point that you become dependent with it. You can't live without alcohol. Alcohol is a sign of your celebration. Alcohol is the sign of your joy, peace, and happiness. There's nothing wrong about drinking though, but the problem is if it hinders your activities of daily living and if you can't think well because you become impulsive because of it. It's different when you don't drink. It's different. Now, how did I manage to get out from that short? I'm not sure if it's short, but I think it's not short period dependence though. It was from 19 or 20-year old me to 23 that I keep a bottle or two in the fridge. Plus, I'm drinking with my friends a whole night, and I go home 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, or 12 midnight, and then I sleep all day. I get up at 12 noon, and maybe I wasn't able to recognize that I got depression that time because I don't have a job yet. Maybe that's one way for me to really tackle my frustration that I couldn't get a job and I don't want to work any other job than which is not related to my course, the course that I finished, which is nursing. But way back 2008, it was the global crisis all over the world, and the the fraction of the people all over the world having no jobs, unemployed, have been rising, economy crash. I didn't understand that before, but I was suffering. I was suffering the effects of those global crash, economic crash, because I used to be weak. I don't know what to do with my life. Basically, I feel like I'm going nowhere and disgusted with myself every day because I couldn't fulfill my plans at the moment, future plans. Well, some people call me goal oriented, that I stick to my plans, but I wasn't flexible though. I don't have enough understanding about life. That was my problem. Patience. So I cling to alcohol and go out at night, no purpose, wandering early in the morning. Well, nobody could ever dare to rob me, to rob me and my friends, because obviously we don't dress up like rich kids or rich people. We're broke. Obviously, we're broke. Sometimes we slept in the park because we have no purpose. We're going nowhere. We're unemployed. So that was the problem. And as time goes by, every day I suffer badly. I started to get myself up, like to get my shit together, and never stop finding a job, a nursing job. And I got rejected by different institutions. And the criteria for nurses in the Philippines way back that time was quite high because it's in demand. Unlike today, they even put in a pleasing personality with a height requirement. Matter of fact is Filipinos are tiny and they want to have a height of at least 5'1", 5'2". Jesus Christ, I'm 4'11". How in the world? I was born in Philippines, but that is common. Being tiny, Asian Filipinos are common, and the hospital institutions in the Philippines way back in 2008, 2009, they have height requirements, to really filter the nurses that they're hiring because we have loads of surplus nurses that time. Unlike today, no more. So what happened was I was able to hardly recognize the problem. That the problem was I don't know what to do with my life. I was unemployed. Although dad was helping me financially, but I have to solve the problem myself. So, and alcohol negatively impacts me. My health, my career, my self-esteem, that I've no confidence because I let alcohol solve it. So hardly pulling up myself to find a job in spite of the rejections, from different hospitals because I don't even know what to say every time I submitted my application. And then the only time that really struck me was that, I must have a job. So the first employer who accepted me was, I did submit my application twice. The first one was rejected. She saw me the first time. I wasn't looking great. I couldn't dress up well. The second time I submitted my application, I dressed up well. And then after a couple of weeks, I went back for a follow-up. I dressed up well, although I don't feel well about myself that time. To the point that, after like 2 follow-ups, she finally gave me a chance. She let me join, the exam, and then I passed and I finally got job. So that was that was the first step of overcoming my alcohol dependence because of the different issues that I have in my head, in my mind, in my past that I have to carry. Recognize the problem. The first tip. The second thing is, you know, the second intervention that I did was change my environment. Since I already got the job and I feel like, oh gosh, I'm busy now. I got a job, but the salary wouldn't be enough. But at least I have my experience and all. So I started to limit going out with some of my friends who drinks. I even learned to smoke from my friends though. But I started limiting it, going out, hanging out with them. Maybe before getting a job, we almost hang out every day, almost every day in a week. But when I got the job, maybe three times, 2 to 3 times a month, we hang out together as broke. We were broke that time. But my friends now, they're in different parts of the world. I'm not sure if they're broke, but they made it. They make the dreams come true. But way back that time, we were broke, honestly. So yeah, I changed my environment, and I try to clean up my room every week. I try to build a habit for myself that is good for me. And the most life changing thing that I ever did to myself in changing my environment is when I set myself to work overseas, particularly in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, wherein alcohol is totally banned. So from hanging out, party with alcohol 2 to 3 times a month, almost every week with my friends, down to zero when I got to Saudi Arabia. Now, this is important. Changing your environment, you have to limit or refrain or just don't hang out with people who drink alcohol. Try to be healthy, work out, change your environment. Don't stock alcohol in your house. Don't, as much as possible, don't see anything alcohol related in your house. Clean it up. It's how you learn to love yourself. When you love someone, you don't want them to go bad. You do anything, and you do that to yourself this time, changing your environment. But to me, I add up, by setting myself up to work abroad. And now when I got to Saudi Arabia, it's another problem again. And that problem was boredom. I did some overtime, but I realized though, when I keep working and working over 48 hours in a week, Jesus Christ, that's not humane. I feel like I'm not treating myself like a human. So, I have no parties anymore, but we had a free gym and a pool in my accommodation. We are also near the big malls. I used to live in the center of Riyadh, Al Akaria. I don't know if I ever said it right. So, with that free gym, having a low self-esteem to myself, I'm impulsive, still frustrated. I feel like I wasn't enough, to face the world. I wasn't enough to go to America. I wasn't enough to fulfill my dreams. It's so much hurt in me that I need to release it. Plus stress at work. So that time I made use of the gym. So I was overweight. I was 55 to 56 kilos. So I made a goal to lose weight down to at least 50. So that was my first commitment. Number 3 is making commitment. Since I'm already there, I've already changed my environment, and I have no choice but to quit drinking. Commitment to quit drinking. Since I've already set myself up, quit drinking and be healthy by losing my weight. So that's what I did. I didn't understand before what is the proper gym. All I know is to run in the treadmill. So after 3 months, I did lose weight. 3 months to 52 to 50, and beyond 3 months, guys, I went down to 47 kilos, and I look like sick. Well, I was happy enough to have that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can do anything. So that was the life-changing moment in my life, that when I realized that I can control myself. I can regulate myself. I can do anything. I can go to America. I can go anywhere, everywhere. All I have to do is to work on that and never stop thinking about it, doing something about it every day. So I went down to 47 kilos, looking like sick. I I never know anything about weightlifting, about muscles, how about cardio, all types and sorts of exercises. I just keep running on the treadmill. And then I realized that maybe I go up to 49 kilos, 49 to 50. Now I feel better. But my friends told me I still look like sick, maybe 40, maybe 50 kilos. And then I couldn't maintain 50 kilos, so I decided to take 50 to 51 kilos up to this point in my life. I keep the 50 to 51 kilos standards for myself this time, and that is a commitment. Commitment to stop drinking, to setting a clear intention to overcome alcohol and to love myself more and more each day. To to regain control, protect my health, and to be more present in every moment, present with my loved ones, present with people who are important to me. I couldn't be present when I don't feel good with myself and I drink. I don't feel that much present. My mind is still with my problems, things like I couldn't get, things which are out of my control. I still feel that I'm not enough when I'm drinking. But since I was in Saudi, look, I stopped and I started working out, plus saving money. Plus, since I'm still bored, yes, out of the 48 hours of working hours and workout and my day off, I was still bored. But I couldn't manage watching a Korean soap opera, consuming my entire hours of the day. So I did read. And then I read money management books. I started out my first website selling ebooks, which it didn't work. I started a blog, which didn't work. I started to invest some of my money in lending people with interest. Yeah, it worked, but I didn't like the outcome. But I did made money out from it. So I started to really work on myself other than quitting alcohol. So yeah, number 3, making commitments. Number 4 is the next thing I did was I created a goal where I could channel my stress, frustration, anger, and impulsiveness. Impulsiveness, I channeled this to my workouts. So way back that time when I was still just in, most of my workouts contains just a cardio. So I just impulsively increased the speed and then I realized, oh, it was painful. I even fell on the treadmill. So that wasn't great. So I made experiments with myself, my workout. And I channel all the stress, frustration, and anger through workout. Or I just walk just within the compound, within our accommodation. It's a big space though. I walk around there, think of myself, and then I work out. Sometimes when there's an extra weight there, which is not really that heavy, I just lift it. I don't know what's this for. Is this for the bicep? I have no idea what I was doing that time. I was just clearly cardio via treadmill. So yeah, I made a goal, and I learned to be consistent about it, consistent and persistent with maintaining my weight between 50 to 51 up to this point. This point, hardly. This morning I was 51.5. Yesterday I was 51.2. So, yeah, I must make some adjustments so I can keep it between 50 to 51. So, this time I do love food still. But I stick to that weight. That is my standard. Anyway, another way in creating my goals is I journal every day. This time I have my vision board, which is not really that artistic. It's kind of messy, but I'm the only one who can understand my vision board. So I write down my the things that I want to have every day. And way back that time when I was still struggling to get over alcohol is that yeah, I divert my attention to reading and basically workout. I keep in touch to the kind of person I want to become, the kind of person who have already reached my goals. And one of the qualities of the person that I want to become is financially free. So I get in touch. Even to this point, I still have that goal. So I read money management books, self help, I exercise and manage my weight in spite of all the temptations I encountered every day. Food temptations. I love food, but I keep it 50 to 51. So you don't have to eat everything, all the best food in the world. You just have to give it a taste of it. Take a taste of it, a fraction, a small portion, so you can eat a lot. You don't have to eat it all, but just a portion of everything. So I was able to build my workout habit since 2016, January. That was the time when I decided to lose weight. Up to this point, I still work out. And the latest one, my goal, even for 2024, I used to be a late comer. But for 2024, I haven't been late going to work yet. Because, I realized that there's nothing wrong with being punctual. With being punctual, you will never gonna miss any opportunity. But there was once when I was late for 3 minutes, and that's one of the most awaited moments that I could invest in something. I could talk to this investor and a business owner, but I miss it because I was late. So I didn't do it again. That's why I decided not to be late this year and for the rest of my life. When I am hitting my goals, I will do my best not to be late. So it all started when trying to get my shit together, plus commitment to quit alcohol, and then everything follows, which is number 5 now. Learn. I've learned to love myself more. Self-love, self-care. This is another keynote. Self-care. So I don't compromise my values in order to be loved and accepted. I don't have to drink alcohol in order to be loved and accepted. If people wouldn't take me as I am, I'll be happy enough to leave or just keep it right there. You don't have to like me. I still wouldn't drink. This time, I prioritize my priorities. I make time with my loved ones. My favorite hobbies, reading, workout, and walking on the trail, walking on beachside. And I'm present. I try to be present now. This time without alcohol. I can, make it a commitment that you can say to yourself that you can live without alcohol. Alcohol, I can live without you. You say that to yourself. That's part of a commitment. Commit to that. And once again, when you are committed to something, it means there's no choice. Burn out other option. This is commitment, whether you like it or not. Maybe someday this goal that you have may not gonna be good for you anymore. You can revise it, but leave the things that you must leave for your commitment. Since I finally say to myself that, look, alcohol, I can live without you, then I don't drink. I am the kind of person who don't drink. I don't drink. I am a no drinker person, and that become my identity because I've learned to love myself. And I don't compare myself to other cool people, cool and rich people who can manage to drink while making money, cool rich people who are in the position of big companies. I don't have to be like them. Leave it. To God be the glory. I'm happy for them. All right. I never compare myself to people with more experience in terms of business management, startups. I don't compare myself to them, since I just continue in my own pace and be consistent, persistent, and just change over time, change strategies over time until I get it. So, yeah, I do admit that there are people who are better than me, but that doesn't mean that I am going back to alcohol. Oh, alcohol, please help me. Help me. No. I gotta face it. And I can work with people who are smarter than me. I just got to be useful. I can be useful. It can be useful. So we have exchange of value. And lastly, though, since you finally understand the problem and you've made some steps to change and commitment to really stick to your plan, your goal, and you've learned to love the process. Lastly, guys, stay committed to your long-term purpose. You can always revise your goal along the way. If you don't like it, okay, revise it, tweak it a little bit. Don't go back to alcohol and say it to yourself, alcohol, please help me. I failed, it didn't work. Alcohol, please help me. Commitment means, I said it before, Burn down other options. Stick to it. Stick to what you've decided to pursue. For you to, to be able to be resilient. So that's what I did. I was, I after I got my first job, I've also encountered loads of rejections. Getting another job to Saudi Arabia, another rejections for taking an English test. IELTS which I failed 5 times in the English test. I got to deal with that, but I didn't call alcohol again to save me. Other than that, some of the businesses which I started didn't work. There's only one who did work, but I didn't like the outcome, so I still quit that business. And yeah, the more I, you know, the more I get busy working on things that made me stay alcohol, the more I don't need alcohol. I don't even think about it. So staying sober for a decade suggests that I was able to maintain the habit of not needing alcohol and to stay in the habit which I built without alcohol. Working out, reading, trying to be healthy. Look, it doesn't have to be perfectly done. I even go to 52 kilos after I eat bunch of favorite Filipino foods, Asian foods, and then I have to go back to 50 kilos. Work out, a little bit of fasting, which will take a couple of days. You have to enjoy life, but keep your standards as best as you can. That keeps me going, challenging myself. It neutralizes my anger, my frustrations, my stress. Working on myself. And if I ever make a mistake, though, this time, by the way, I drank last year, 2023, during the party. I just one drink, one bottle. It's a one glass. Last year, maybe that was 1%, 2% alcohol. Because there was no available, no zero alcohol drink, and those zero alcohol drink available that time in the club or in the pub, it doesn't taste good. So I have to be with my friends, and then I just drank this one glass for the entire 2023, as far as I can remember, though. But this time, from that day on, that was our Christmas party, by the way. I have no plans to go back to alcohol again. And staying committed to your long-term purpose doesn't have to be just like, you have to be stiff, adamant about it. Just keep it, modify it over time. If it doesn't work for you, then change it. But don't go back to alcohol because you've committed not to stop. You're in the game now, of game of working on yourself. Keep taking good care of yourself, your loved ones, your relationship, building your empire, if that's important for you. You're on a journey of no longer, stopping alcohol. You converted your journey, which is, I actually forget about it. It's my journey to really focus on myself this time. I quit alcohol when I was 25, 26. I went to Saudi Arabia when I was 27 or 28, and I'm 37 now. I don't drink. I don't feel the need to drink at all. There's no point. And it doesn't mean that I am a perfect person, but, shit happens. But it doesn't mean that you have to fight it with another shit. So that was my journey of becoming journey of, sorry about it. My journey of quitting drinking alcohol. So, yeah, I hope this helped you a lot, in dealing your challenges in life. Because you're not alone, though. You, me, the rest of us, we have personal problems. And we can face it in a way that, we're tough enough to face life that, as it is what it is. You don't need alcohol to go YOLO. You only live once. You don't need alcohol to do that. You can still able to enjoy life even without drinking alcohol or even smoking. You can enjoy life more without devices, in which you can be present every moment, joyous, moment in your life, you are there 100%. So I hope this episode today will do help you a lot. If you ever love this content, you can follow me in YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, uh, Apple Podcasts, even an Amazon Podcast. Reinforce Me Club. By the way, this is Anne, your fellow positive reinforcer. I do appreciate your time and have a lovely day ahead. Thanks.